What up, it's your boy Maino, the KOB. Check me out on Bootleg Kev Podcast.
Bootleg Kev Show special guest in here, my guy, man.
Yeah.
Maino.
Yeah.
Welcome.
What's up, brother?
I'm good, man. Hey, you've been killing it lately, bro.
I'm trying, man. I'm having a resurgence, man.
I love the podcast. Love the podcast. I love what you're doing with Jim.
Thank you.
And I love the vibes of the getting fit. Give me. It's you, Fab, and
me,
and
Fab, Jim,
Davey pulling up.
Yeah, we all, coming together, working out, doing music, motivating, inspiring people. I mean, how many people around the world want to work out, want to take care of themselves? How many people say around, New Year's Eve what their,
everybody
resolutions is going to be? Listen, today, just today, I stopped to see my guy, Steve LaBelle.
Shout out to my brother, Steve.
Shout out to Steve LaBelle.
Shout out to Lemonade and Van Nuys.
I went there.
Did you go to his rehab as well?
I didn't go to the rehab, but I went to Lemonade, right? In Van Nuys. And one of the dudes that worked there said to me, man, you inspired me, man, to work, get me back in the gym.
Wow.
I'll go in the gym because I watch y'all. So the thing about that is like, I always worked out on and off all my life. Like I never worked out for more than like 6-7 months at a time though. You understand? I will always be on and off, 2 months. I'm going strong for 2-3 months and then I fall off. But the thing about when you got a group of people that you work out with and y'all got things in common, it motivates you. So the fact that I might get up in the morning and we got a group chat that we all be in a group chat, and when I see like Fab in the gym, it makes me want to get up and go to the gym like, all right, fuck it, the homies is in there. Because we'll be checking on each other no matter what. Like, so I'm in LA, anybody could be anywhere. I was going to the gym while I've been here.
Okay.
And just because we all in that group chat, what's up, what we doing? Get that money no matter what, no matter where you at, get it.
Accountability, man. Yeah, you got the homies
Yeah, a couple homies. And you like the results. You like how you feel. You like how your body feels after that. So it's cool.
That's dope. Motivating a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
I think too, like I just started training and I felt like it, a lot of people are like, yeah, trainer's expensive. But I'm like, I feel like I'm not paying him to train me. I'm paying him because I'm paying him. So I feel like I have to go.
Right. It gives you that moment.
And I know, and this dude will be he'll be in my phone like, bro, what the fuck?
You need that push. You wasn't going to do it on your own.
Right.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing about having a trainer. Jim Jones is like a trainer.
Yes.
For us. Like, nah, we doing these today, like supersets. He's an animal. Like he's
been yoked for a while.
Yeah. He's crazy with it. But the thing is, the average person might feel like they need to get in the gym with a trainer because that's the motivation that they need. That trainer's gonna be on your line early in the morning, like, yo, get up, let's go, get up. You need that push. We all need that push sometimes.
And will when you're actually working out, hold you over the fire.
Right.
Because when you're working out alone, you ain't going as hard as you go if someone's like, no, 2 more, 3, I need 3 more.
Hell no. You cheat yourself a lot of times. You cheat
yourself a lot.
I know I do.
100%. I think everybody does.
That's a fact. Like, oh, I'm good.
I think I got
I did something.
Yeah, I did something.
Something better than nothing.
I broke a sweat. Yeah, we'll go home.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you doing anything on the diet? Like, are you trying to eat right as well?
I'm on and off with that though.
That's the toughest part.
Yeah. That is. I just did like a 7-day liquid diet. Like I was just doing protein shakes and protein bars for 7 days. I just did that.
That was it.
Yeah, I wasn't touching nothing else. But the thing is like it's balanced. The problem with that is that like I lost like 7 pounds, and then you get right back into eating the same stuff that you was that you ain't eating in 7 days. So you kind of put it back on. But excuse me, I like to do a lot of cardio. I like to have my heart pumping. I like to bust that sweat because I feel like cardio is just important than anything else.
Yeah.
You never know. We might have to be wrestling some niggas every now and then. You know what I mean? You never know.
This has happened.
It's happened.
This has happened, of course. Speaking of that, you are, in my opinion, probably the most infamous slapper in hip hop history. When I think of just rappers getting slapped or checked, I just think of Maino in 08. Or, you know what I mean?
Hand to God.
How would we rate the Will Smith slap?
That was a nice slap. But I looked at it close. I don't think his palm connected.
Almost like he held back a bit.
I don't know if he held back, but what happened was that he went up high, right? And Chris Rock rolled with it. So I think when he was moving his face like that, I feel like he missed the palm because I saw it in slow motion, and I felt like his fingers caught him. I don't know if he caught the whole like that.
Right, because it probably would have been, because Chris took it like a champ, but he, like you said, I don't think he got, because if you get hit with that palm
that palm is different.
It's different.
The palm is different. When you catch him with Palmer and 5 of his daughters, it's different.
Palmer and 5.
It's different. All right? Palmer, 5 of his daughters. It's different. So I don't know if he caught that. I think he caught I looked at the slow motion of it.
When you obviously when I first saw it, I was like, because I saw it, caught it live. I was like, oh, what the heck?
I didn't catch it live.
I thought it was a bit or something.
I thought it was fake.
Me too. But then the second time he started screaming and you could hear his voice cracking, I'm like, oh no, that's
when I knew it was real.
Yeah.
Because he smacked him and then he talked down to him. Right? So he smacked him, walked away. The smack looked fake.
Right.
Right? Because I'm looking at it on Instagram. When when the footage came out of what he said afterwards is when we really knew it was real. When he was like, keep my wife's name out your mouth.
No, we've all heard people, we've all screamed like that at somebody.
Yeah, that's when you tired.
Yeah.
That's when you tired. That's when you fed up.
Enough's enough.
Enough's enough. That's when you fed up with a lot of shit and just like, man, like, I'm tired of you playing. I'm tired of playing with you niggas. Keep my fucking wife's name out your fucking mouth. Period.
It was almost like Chris Rock just wore all the memes from the last few years, all the people making jokes. It's like Chris Rock, he just held the blunt of all of that.
I love Chris Rock. Chris Rock actually one of my favorites as far as comedians is concerned.
He's like in my top 2 actually. Yeah, like, to me it's him and Chappelle stand-up wise. Stand-up. I'm talking about strictly stand-up.
He's one of them, right, for me. So, man, I don't know if it was a lot of stuff that Will's been dealing with, because listen, let's keep it real, man. In like life, people got this thing about celebrities where they feel like celebrities aren't as human as other people.
Of course.
And people dealing with shit, man. Everyday life shit, ups, downs. You know, on your quest to chase after your dreams and on your quest to conquer other goals, there's a lot that you're dealing with, man. Family issues, expectation issues, of other people. So it's a lot. Then you got to deal with, we living in a time where we didn't used to hear the opinions of everybody, right? Social media made everybody accessible to where it's like, you can't turn the noise off. As soon as you open your phone, there's an opinion about you. Soon as you, and the phone is your everything, so to speak, because this is where you find your media, this is where you find your news, this is where you find everything. You wanna see what the weather is like?
You gotta check your phone.
Check your phone.
Most people don't have watches anymore. They got an Apple Watch.
Right. Nobody's even worried about what the watch say. Right. So soon as you open up your phone, there's an opinion about you. There's a statement. There's a thought. There's a criticism. There's a joke. There's whatever. And people, artists, celebrities, or what have you, on any level, have to deal with that. And it's like, I have to have a thick face, black heart mentality and not allow certain things to ruffle my feathers. But sometimes, at some point, people become human and they not in the mood to play. You understand? So I'm not one of them niggas that feel like, oh, you shouldn't handle problems with violence. I don't believe in that. I believe that there's a time and a place for everything. And I believe, we're in a country that was built on violence. Don't preach to us now about violence when this is the whole culture of this country in its inception and what went on here for thousands, hundreds of years.
Right.
Not thousands, hundreds of years.
Right.
And I don't think, like, I'm not here to like say, oh, he wrong for handling his business. Maybe he shouldn't have been there or whatever. But when you're in your mode, you're in your mode. And how you feel is how you feel as a man. Now, as a man, you feel disrespected, and however you want to deal with that disrespect is solely up to you, period, point blank.
Yeah, I would say, like, you can't tell people how to react to disrespect.
Right, that's the thing. People got a problem with that. Nigga say some slick shit to you, and then you go crazy on them, and then he'll say, it ain't that serious. Nigga, it's not that serious to you.
Right.
But it's optimum serious to me.
Mm-hmm.
This is maximum serious to me. What you care about is different than what I care about. Your lines, your principles, your code is different than mine. Mm-hmm. So don't tell me it's not that serious and, oh, you had to do all that. Fucking right. So that's the thing. That's the difference. And, you know, that's people. I mean, you know, somebody will disrespect you and then tell you you shouldn't have handled them. You meet disrespect with what?
With disrespect.
Right.
I mean, at least, obviously, like you said, I guess it's a subjective thing, depending on, some people can take shit a certain way or be the bigger person, but at the same time.
Right, at the same time. And then here's the thing, on the flip side to that is, people say, was the joke that's serious? I understood the joke. Now it's like, okay, here's the thing. If Jada is really having what they say she has a condition
with her,
where she's not losing her hair because she wants to cut it off. She cuts it off because she has to or whatever the situation is.
I would say you don't make fun of people for things they can't change.
Right. So that's something, you know, that's a little bit more deeper because that's a medical condition. And then, you know, you could tell, like, so many people, I just listen to comments like, oh, well, he was laughing when it happened. Yo, laughing sometimes is a defense mechanism. You ever seen somebody so mad that they laugh? Like,
yeah. It's a scary.
Yeah, like, yeah. Like, that's different.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't know nothing else to do but laugh. In the most disrespectful situations, a nigga just like, word. But in your mind and in your heart, you saying, I'm gonna burn this nigga. Like, that's what you saying. Like, you know? It's crazy.
I've heard you talk about why slapping someone is so much more, it gets your point across so much more than if you were to punch somebody.
I'm gonna tell you the realest shit ever. When I was in prison, my man explained this to me, and I told the story before. He said, yo, because, you know, I was locked up in the time, and we was, you know, a lot of cuttings, and we would be cutting each other and shit like that, right? And I was trying to go home, and I was trying to get away from some of the shit I was involved in. So a friend of mine told me some shit about slapping niggas. He really explained this to me like it was an art. He said, yo, man, you could smack niggas. I said, yo, when you smack a nigga, he gonna take that disrespect, he gonna go crazy. He said, nah. He said, when you smack a nigga, right when you talking to him, The average nigga is going to go into shock. You gotta understand, fuck what all these rappers is talking about. The average man is not as violent as they acting like. 100%. I'm talking about you ain't got time to go get your gun and all this other shit. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about being straight up violent, fighting, cutting, stabbing right here on the spot. Everybody not with that, all right? So if you smack a man, the average person, the average man is going to go into like a shock, like, oh my God, like his mind is going to be frazzled. He just told me because he felt like the audacity of you to smack him is so shocking. At the same time, it's fearful because he's saying, damn, this nigga smacked the shit out of me. And that's what
Chris Rock said.
Told you.
Same exact thing.
Same exact thing. He explained this to me many years ago. And the same thing that Chris Rock displayed is what he talked about.
What he was talking about, yeah.
Is what he talked about. And it really works. I've tried it.
If Will would have went on stage and punched him, totally different reaction. Even if he would have took the punch.
Sometimes a punch is different, right? A smack is more audacious. It's more disrespectful. It's psychological. Chris said, "Oh shit, wow, Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me." And this is what he's talking about. And I tried it many times after that, and it works. I'm telling you, it really works. Now, that's not to say that works for every man.
Right.
You go like this to some niggas and they with it. You understand? So it doesn't work with every man. But what did I say earlier? The average man is not as violent as he think he is. The average walking person is just not a violent person.
Right.
I don't think everybody is equipped or everybody isn't instinctively violent that way. You understand? So it fucking works.
Got to stop the interview real quick. Got to tell you about our good folks at MyBookie. It's a big weekend in college basketball. We got the Final Four finally going the fuck down. I'm taking Duke and that boy, Coach K, to run that thing up all the way to the championship, baby. All right? I like Duke, Kansas to make the championship game. Nice little 2-team parlay right there. Go to MyBookie if you want to get down, man, and gamble with your boy. We're making this money over here. If you are in one of these states and you don't know how to get your gambling on, when it comes to sports gambling, you always see people talking about it online. Listen, you got to go to mybookie.ag, sign up for an account. I've been using MyBookie for about 8 years, and that's no cap, no kizap at all. That's straight up facts. I really am a user of MyBookie. I fuck with MyBookie the long way. Not only can you do the sports gambling, you could go on there and play fucking blackjack with a lady in, I don't know what country she's in, but she's twisting that motherfucking ball, you know what I'm saying, and dealing them cards. But go to MyBookie, sign up with the promo code BOOTLEG, BOOTLEG, and when you make a deposit, your first deposit will get matched up to $1,000. NCAA basketball is about to get wrapped up. Then we're full force into the NBA playoffs. All right, the 1 seed Phoenix Suns. Just put all of your money on them. You know, they beat the Warriors the other night. I don't know if you saw that, Cook. I don't know. Did you see that? Huh? Just put all your money on the Suns. But listen, let's get this money, man. I love sports gambling. Y'all know about me. I just love it. I'm very passionate about it. And there's only one place I put my bets in at. It's MyBookie. And I'm not saying that just because they sponsor our podcast. That's the truth. So go to mybookie.ag. They make it so easy for you to do parlays, to bet all kinds of player props, just whatever, futures, whatever you want. You can bet on fucking WrestleMania, bro. So what are we doing? Go to mybookie.ag. Sign up right now. Use the promo code BOOTLEG. And they will match your first deposit. Free money up to $1,000. Let's get back to the interview. Have you ever, because you've been a part of some, I mean, earlier on, like I feel like when you first got out and when you were running around with Kim and obviously when you first got on Atlantic, the high header days, you were a part of some public altercations.
Yeah.
Before Instagram.
Yeah.
Right? When we would just have to read about it on allhiphop.com or whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
Any of those altercations ever result in you like maybe 10, 15 years later burying the hatchet with any of those? Because I think like, because you had a situation with Berg, right? Back in the day?
It was like, yeah.
But I'm like, Hitmaker and Jim Jones got a whole album coming out. So like,
here's the thing though.
And you're a different guy, you know.
Yeah. Like every day we trying to get to a place where we can be better than before, right? So I can't like sit up here and act like I'm this actively involving myself with some bullshit.
Yeah, you've grown.
You understand what I'm saying?
You're not
so like
the same guy you were back then.
Yeah, right. It's like it doesn't even make no sense. So anything that I went through before, so you gotta understand, like a lot of the things that I had been involved with in the way I was moving, it was because I didn't know any different. I didn't know any better. Like, you understand where my education is coming from. I've only been to 2 places in my whole life. I've been in the street and I've been in prison.
And then you get thrown into this fake ass industry.
That's the only 2 places I ever been in my life. That's it. I had never been in a corporate world. I had never worked in corporate America. I had never had a job. Anything that I had done, you know, in my life involved the streets, and it involved. And when I went to prison, then you understand what that is. So what does that teach you? There's 2 places that teach you how to be violent and teach you how to survive. So it doesn't teach you how to handle your problems diplomatically, civilly, right? So now when I get in the industry and I'm saying, all right, cool, you niggas is out here idolizing these guys over here, I'm the real thing. So when I'm getting into things, my only reaction is to deal with it the way I only know how to. And then people looking at me like, you bugging.
Right.
And I'm saying, y'all don't want the real thing? They like, nah, you could look like it, act like it.
Right.
We don't really want you to do it though.
Right.
And it took me a while to kind of really get that. Because for me, it was staying in a lot of relationships, and it was kind of like pushing opportunities away from me that, you know.
You definitely had a stigma early on, but I've known you for a long time. So I've known you since like 09, 2010,
right,
09.
And anybody know me know I've always been solid, always
super
been
solid.
Humble, always been solid, always been humble, always been, you know, confident, but I always been who I was, you know, and always been solid, right? But
you've always had your principles. You've always had You know, look, I think people know you don't fuck around with Maino, like, and that's not a bad thing, but, you know, I definitely think that you definitely had a stigma,
right? But if you don't hit the top automatically, and you got to fight for everything that you got to get, then when you got that stigma, it chases the money away. You understand? So if you a nigga that hit straight to the top, and they got to deal with you. See, they ain't have to deal with me.
Right.
Because soon as I ain't have a record, then it was like, okay, shit, we don't have to deal with him.
Right.
He's not that big. He's not that hot. So that's the difference. So then you actually running the money away, because when you're not hot and you're not on fire and you're not the rapper at the time, then your relationships in who you are help you through that time. Right. You understand? Like, just being who you are and just having certain relationships can still keep you afloat until you find your next situation, whether that's another record or another deal, whatever it
100%.
is. You understand?
No, we see it all the time.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. I think, like you said, like, I think if somebody is scorching,
right,
people are willing to look past a lot of fuck shit.
You can do whatever.
I mean, NBA YoungBoy. Like, if YoungBoy wasn't doing the numbers, people would be like, this guy's crazy. Like, what are we doing with this guy? Like, he's stirring shit up with the world. Like,
when you on fire, you can do whatever you want to do. But when you gotta claw, when you gotta climb, and you gotta scramble for everything that you got or everything that you trying to get, and they making you work for it, because they never made it easy for me. I had to work for everything.
No, I know, man.
You understand? So people are like, oh, you doing your thing? Like, yeah, nigga, like, shit.
It's crazy too, because like, your first album to me is still one of the more slept on albums of the last like 15 years. I know you did the sequel, but that first project, the way you like put together your story from the first record.
I see people get credit for having that style.
The concept of that project
of making it like a movie and all that. And I say like I did that.
And you did it flawlessly.
And nobody really talks about it but the people who experienced it with me.
Such a good album.
Right? Man. But it's great album, and the way we did it, it was like a movie. It told my life story from beginning.
I still bump Soldier all the time. The Soldier,
right? Man. And because I was a fan of actually when people really made albums that was concepts. Mm-hmm. In the 90s, there was a lot of conceptual albums. Like people would put together albums that felt like movies. So I was a fan of that, and I wanted to tell my story. It was very important to me, right? So I don't get the credit, and I watch people give the same credit to other people for doing that. But you know what? I don't get stuck there though, boy. I don't get stuck in the fact that I'm underrated.
Right.
You understand? I don't get stuck there because when you stuck on what the problem is, you're not looking for the solution. So fuck the fact that people don't get it. Let's just keep working. Let's just keep pushing. Let's keep opening doors. Let's keep doing things, and slowly but surely, people will see what it is. And that's what's happening now. We have the podcast. We got the music coming. So it's a lot of shit happening now that wasn't happening for me 2 years ago.
Was My Bandana on that album, or it was on a tape, right? That was on a mixtape.
Yeah.
Is that on Spotify?
It might be.
I feel like it's all like that. I feel like every time I hear it, I got to go on Dat Piff.
It might be, yeah. Because remember, that wasn't around then.
That record was crazy.
My Bandana.
Lloyd Banks was on that, right?
Yeah, me and Lloyd Banks, yeah.
Talk about the Lobby Boy shit, because obviously you and Jim come together doing a collab. He's on fire.
Right.
He's in his bag.
Right.
I feel like he's rapping at the highest level he's ever rapped at.
And that's the thing. And he helped me, right? Because you got to think, musically he had a lot more going on than I did.
He's been much more active, right?
He's been way more active. And it wasn't that I wasn't working, it was the fact that I felt like I kept being in situations that was not allowing me to touch the people. Meaning I was dropping projects, and because I didn't have the push or the right structure or the right situation, it wasn't getting there. People would say like, "Oh, when you gonna drop something?" Like, I just dropped something 3 months. I just dropped something 2-3 months ago. Like, you ain't. Oh, I ain't even know. And that's like, that really bothers you when you put your work. You put your heart into something.
Yeah.
And then you dealing with a label, whether that's independent or you dealing with distribution, and they put it out, and yet nobody knows. So me and Jim always talked about doing the Lobby Boys project back when Puff and Ross would say that they was the Bugatti Boys. Mm-hmm. So me and him had a record back then, and we said he said on the record, he said shout out to the Bugatti Boys, but me and Maino, we the Lobby Boys. And we always, and this is years ago, we got to do an album together. We always talked about that. But sometimes the hardest thing in the world is to get two artists to be on the same page at the same time.
Of course.
So, years go by, and our relationship was just got stronger and stronger through the years. But I hit him one day. I was just in that mode after the pandemic, and I said, "Yo, I'm almost ready, bro. Mentally, I just needed to get there." Once I got my podcast rolling, I wanted to get that, solid. I wanted to have other things going on other than just music. Mm-hmm. I wanted to have other components, and you know what I mean? So I got that rolling, and then I called him and said, "Yo, listen, I'm ready. Let me go in the studio first, though, and get some shit off my chest." And I did like 4, 5, 6 records, and he came down. He was just like, "Ooh, let's go." And we just started banging shit out every day. And the project is we found the formula, man. Like, we got it. Like, this is gonna be very serious. I guarantee you, this is you're gonna love it, man.
I would love to hear you like lock in with like kind of like what Jim did with the Heatmakers for Capo, with like a one producer, and just give me like,
who the producer?
Man,
we gotta find
Alchemist.
Because
Scram Jones would be hard. Like
me and what's the name from the Heatmakers just talked about doing that.
I don't want to hear no club shit from you. I don't want to hear no radio shit from you. I want you to talk that fucking talk.
But you know the thing is this though. So with the Lobby Boys, it's not really. No, it's some club shit. Like, but you gotta understand that's who I am. Though.
No, this is true. And you're actually at the club.
Yeah, I make music for who I am. Yeah. Right. So it's like. I
want to be able to go out and be like, yo, tell the DJ, here's my record.
I was an outside nigga. So a lot of niggas that make a lot of the underground shit like that, they niggas that just, they lifestyle is different.
Right.
I like the women and I like the parties. I like the outside. You know, I probably don't go out as much as I used to, but that's my lifestyle. I like that. You understand? And you know, you would see me places, you know, New York, LA, all over, and you would see me outside having
usually
a ball.
With an IG thought or 2 or 7
with women. Yeah, I like women, man, and you know, I like to have a good time. So sometimes the music is going to reflect that,
which is fine. Yeah. As far as like just catalog wise, like you have a bunch of catalog, but like with the like. When there's guys like Jim or the Griselda guys dropping so often, is that something you're interested in doing? Be like, you know what, maybe next year I got to put out 4 projects.
So what happened is that now that I see the game has changed and now that this Lobby Boy shit is going to really help me, right? It's going to help me a lot. So I'm already 3 projects in. So I already have my 2 next project's ready.
So you are ready.
So we already, I'm talking about videos and everything.
Clips ready.
Ready.
Wow.
So the clips, so once the Lobby Boys hit, like you heard the first record, right?
Yeah.
Lobby Boys anthem. All right, cool. So, you know, we about to drop another one. We got a joint with Fab, Fabio. We it's coming. Once that happens, and once we get through that cycle, I got another one waiting, and then I got another one waiting.
I think that's the way to go, man.
That's the only way to go. And I like it now because we can still, it's fun now because we can still do, you can still do all that music and still go over here and do my podcast and do other things. So that's what I like about today. It's the fact that you can have so many different components to who you are, to what your brand is, that you can still do it. We just did a deal with FoxSoul. So
I saw that for KitchenTalk.
Exactly. And that's not about me being a rapper.
Right.
So this is the things that I like.
Well, it's funny because like, once, I mean, obviously Joe's always done like some sort of version of like podcasting or vlogging or whatever, but you know, I always thought guys like yourself, guys like Fat Joe, guys like Nori, before Nori did Drink Champs, I was like, man, like I would like to hear these guys interview people, or hear these guys talk. Yeah. Like you're like, was always one of those guys on that list. So it was, when you started your shit, I was like, finally. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
it took me a minute. People were saying that to me. They was like, yo, you need to do a podcast. And I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna do it. And I was always, and then look, years ago, it was me and Uncle Murder. We had did a deal with Revolt where we had a show. It was called Brooklyn Boys, I think. And we shot 2 episodes, but it never came out. And it was nothing to do with us. It was whatever Revolt was going through at the time. So I was just trying to find, I was taking meetings. People was coming at me about doing podcasting, and I was trying to figure out what I wanted it to be about and how I wanted to present it. And you know what it is? It's like you just wind up procrastinating
big time
when you looking for this.
And you're also looking for excuse as to why you haven't started it.
Right, because you're like, oh, I can't do it like that. It got to be like this.
Bro, trust me.
And you keep overthinking and overanalyzing that you never do shit. Yes. So I'm sitting on quarantine. I'm at home. I'm saying, shit, fuck. I just went and bought me some studio equipment for my house, learned how to engineer a little bit, started recording myself. Then I say, you know what? We're going to shoot the podcast in the kitchen. Because we always hanging out in the kitchen. In the street, the first place you go is the kitchen. It's the beginning. It's the beginning of shit, right? The kitchen is where you go. And I'm like, fuck, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. We're gonna paint this wall. We just gonna do it. And that's what it was. We just did it. And I made all those mistakes and kept going and kept going and kept going and kept going. The greatest thing you could do is just keep going.
That's what I tell everybody. The problem is, I mean, dude, obviously I've been doing terrestrial radio forever. So like I planned on doing like the Bootleg Kev Podcast while I was also doing radio. Mm-hmm. But I'd always been like, man, I was supposed to do something with Nori. Mm-hmm. Because Nori was working on his Drink Champs network. So when I had announced I was going to do my podcast, Nori had hit me like, don't do it yet. I'm going to sign you to my shit. Mm-hmm. Ended up not working out, whatever. So then I was like, all right, well, if I'm going to launch this, I really need to make sure the first guest is fucking crazy. Like I got to make sure. And I just psyched myself out for like 2 years. Then the pandemic happened. I'm still at Real to this day, but we can't go into the radio station. We can't do in-person interviews. Right. The IG live interviews were fucking trash. Right. So I'm like, I just bought a recording studio.
Right.
These motherfuckers can't tell me what I do at my place.
Right.
And I was like, let me just get, Freddie Gibbs is one of my best friends. I was like, let me just get Fred to come on and shoot the shit with me, and we're just going to drop it. And the shit went crazy, and we're 160 episodes in a year and a half.
Dope.
So we got to stop the interview right now. Listen, man, I got to tell you about BlueChew. Our good folks at BlueChew, one of our sponsors for the podcast and a product that I use, all right? Now, everyone thinks that, maybe taking a product like BlueChew, which has the same active ingredients as Cialis and Viagra, is a thing. It's not a thing. It's very normal. You might have anxiety. You might have stress. You need that confidence to get your fuck on, all right? Trust me. You want to lay Thor's hammer down on that puss, you know what I'm saying? Or that butthole, whatever you're into. But let me tell you something. The best part about BlueChew, not only is it in a chewable form, but when we think about going to the doctor's office and getting a prescription for something like this, we think about it as maybe an embarrassing conversation to have, an awkward conversation to have. Well, BlueChew is an online prescription service. There's no visits to the doctor's office. That's right. It ships right to your door in a discreet package. And when I tell you BlueChew helps you, if you're a man, achieve a harder and stronger erection, believe me when I say, bud, it's the fucking truth, all right? It helps men combat all forms of ED, all right? And let me tell you, if you're getting ready to go on a date, you just want to impress a young lady, you got to pop that BlueChew, man. That'll have your dick. It might add a half an inch to your dick. Your dick's never been so hard in your fucking life. I'm being serious. Ain't being serious. Yo, even if you just want to jerk off and just be like, yo, this is nice. It's fucking amazing. So go over to BlueChew. It is a chewable tablet. You don't got to swallow it. No pills, nothing like that. BlueChew's licensed medical providers. They work with you. They find the right ingredient and the right strength for your prescription. It's so easy. You go to BlueChew.com, consult with their licensed medical providers, and use the promo code BOOTLEG. Put it on the screen, BOOTLEG, at checkout. All you got to do is pay $5 shipping, and they're going to give you your first month of BlueChew for free. That's right. You can try BlueChew for free. Go to BlueChew.com, use the promo code BOOTLEG, and receive your first month free. Man, oh man, I am a user of the BlueChew, and I fucks with it, shorty. Shout out to BlueChew. Let's get back to the interview. But like you said, man, if you really is very much procrastination is like the biggest
and that's
problem
the
with starting anything. Like starting a business though.
Anything. Working out, starting
being
business,
an artist.
And being an artist. Anything that's creative, anything that takes effort. Most people don't. It's easy to just get up and do what you're told. It's easy to
super easy, but
and just follow instructions because you don't have to think for that. There's not much effort. There's a program. I got to be up at 7. I got to be out the house by 8.
When I get to work, I move these boxes here, or I stock this shelf, or I
So it doesn't take much, and that is most of the world. Like most of the population, is our followers, and that's the thing. It takes much more courage to get up and do something that is more challenging, or to do something that
unknown,
is outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah, that's the key.
You feel me? It's scary.
You had to chances. For you, it was like trial and error, I'm sure, with the podcast.
Everything, my whole career, my whole life. When I came home from prison, I said, I'm gonna do this music shit. I didn't know nothing. I didn't really have music friends. I I didn't have real studio experience. I'm not coming from a music background. And when I came in, there was no other rappers that had done what I had done. There was no other artist that ever did the amount of time that I had done that was successful. None. I'm one of one.
100%. Yeah, at that time, yeah.
No other artist had. There was no other artist that was in the music business that had done a large amount of prison time that became successful artists.
After prison.
After prison.
That's real. And yeah, people had small bids, a year or two here, but that's real.
Nah, nobody.
What is your, because New York in general right now,
we on fire.
On fire.
We on fire.
Shout out to the homie Nems, who we've had coming up on the show since 2017.
Nems, he was just with me up on the KitchenTalk.
Always been an incredible artist.
Yeah,
he got fucking bars.
Yeah, I like that guy.
His personality.
I like that guy.
And he's somebody who stayed down too, because he's been doing this shit for a minute.
Stay down long enough to come up.
100%.
You know what I mean? And like I said about this era we living in social media, you don't know how you gonna get it. He got hot off of just being himself.
Off of him being himself, being funny.
On social media, which led people back to his music.
And the music checked out. It's good music.
And it's good music.
Yeah, that's real. I mean, obviously, Buffalo Boys are killing it. Shout out to Griselda.
Definitely. And we got Griselda on the album.
Oh, that's gonna be big.
We got Griselda on the album.
Who all from Griselda? Like everyone? Conway, Benny?
We got Conway on one joint, and we got Benny on another joint.
Oh, that's big.
Yeah.
That's big, man.
That Benny joint crazy.
Benny's on fire right now.
Yeah, I love Benny.
How are you, I feel like what they've done is very much kind of like, it's kind of like a renaissance of like the shit we kind of grew up loving in terms of like,
sound. And
just sonically and I just appreciate.
Rap. Just straight.
And I just appreciate like they don't like I'm like Benny's got records that like have like big artists on them, but like I've never heard them force a radio record or like you know what I'm saying? Like it's like they're like, yo, this is what we do.
Right, but like I said, it all goes back to your lifestyle.
Yeah.
It all goes back to the type of person you are. You know what I'm saying? You playing with pistols and getting money in the street, then that's probably what you're gonna talk about, and if eating pussy and having threesomes was what you was doing on leisure, that's gonna come out too in the music. You know what I mean?
Shout out to you. What's the most amount of women at once that Maino's had?
At one time, not that 6, maybe 6. Yeah.
So a sevensome technically. Are you
that's
the seventh? Are you the seventh or the fifth?
Yeah, that's the seventh. Maybe 5. Between 5 and I want to say 5 or 6.
So a 6 or sevensome.
Definitely 5 though. I can't remember. Can't figure out if it was might have been 6.
So when you're fucking 5 chicks,
it's a lot of work.
Obviously, the girls gotta be handling each other as well because there's only so much.
It's not fun no other way.
I was gonna say like. It almost feels like more work than it is. Was it worth? Is it fun? I guess is my question. Or is it kind of like a little stressful?
A lot of that shit is like your ego, your appetite, your mind. You ever look at food and be like, yo, I want that. And your eyes is doing more than what your stomach can hold.
Every day.
So it's kind of like, the thought and idea of having all these women at one time.
Sounds amazing.
Just sounds crazy. It's just wild, And so, I mean, it works.
You made it work.
It works. It happens. But all that's just, that's your leisure.
Do you make sure the girls know each other first? Or like, are they all homies? Does that help?
This doesn't happen all the time. I don't want you to think
the
this
one time
happens.
it did happen. Give me the scenario. How you convince 6 chicks to fuck you at the same time?
Yeah, they damn, I'm trying to think if it was 5 or 6.
You got like one chick who like wrangles them all up?
Let's just say it was 5.
Okay, 5. That's a good number.
I was out. I had a girl that used to like to have girls around all the time. She had some girls, and it was just one girl that we didn't know. And I want to say, yeah, it was one girl that we didn't know, and then we brought her around, and I mean, girls. See, the thing about women is that they click easier than men.
This is true. Especially girls who are kind of like
Right, they friendly with each other. They really bi-curious, right? So they click quicker than niggas do. Like all you need is alcohol, some hookah.
Some hookah.
Yeah, and they clicking.
Some booze and some hookah.
Yeah. Booze and hookah, that's it.
From there, it's off to the races.
They clicking. Hey, how you been? We over there? Yeah, I know. Oh, you know what's the name? Oh, what's your page? And they following each other, and then turn around, they kissing.
Wow.
This is yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, this is life. You know.
I'm just trying to think how like physically like that would work. That's like an orgy, low key. That's some, like,
pretty much what it is.
Some real Pharaoh shit though. Yeah, some like king shit.
It doesn't happen every day. That's not regular.
Once a lifetime.
I mean, like once
a lifetime solid.
2 is regular.
2's regular for you.
It's regular for anybody.
How many? I don't know about for anybody. 2
is regular for any. That's really regular. Girls out.
Give me the over under on how many threesomes you think you've had in your entire life. What's that number?
That's
north of 50? Under 50?
Definitely more than 50.
You've had more than 50 threesomes?
Of course. That's pretty regular. Like, that's pretty standard.
Standard.
It's a standard
Maino shit.
It's not about me.
It's about you.
No, it's not about me. That's not standard. You serious? Y'all bugging, yeah?
You're bugging.
No, you're bugging.
No, you're bugging.
That's standard,
50?
man.
50? I've had a handful of those situations.
What's a handful?
Less than 10.
Okay.
More than 5, less than 10. Somewhere in that range. Now, you're north of 50. That's
pretty standard, brother. Like, I mean, we talking about time, though.
Okay, so let's do the math here. So if you've had more than 50 threesomes, on the low end, that's 100 chicks.
Chill out, man.
Are we knocking on?
Chill out.
Are you Maino Chamberlain?
Damn, I can't.
What?
I'm
north of 1,000 chicks in your life?
See, Nah, I'm not gonna say that.
Would you say more or less than 1,000?
I'm not gonna say anything. Listen, what I'm gonna say is this.
I mean, you already put a number on the threesomes.
Nah. Is 50 a lot
of threesomes?
It's just it happened 50 times. This is what you're saying.
Yeah, 50 different threesomes.
But that's amount of time. That's maybe.
So some girls might be the same. Some cast members in these threesomes might have stayed consistent.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Right. Exactly. So here's the thing. That's in like 15. How long I've been home?
What year did you come home?
2003. So
that's 19 years ago. That's crazy.
Okay, so this is an expanse of 19 years. So is that many? It's not that much.
I mean, I'm 35 and
it's not that much.
Listen, I respect it.
It's not a big thing.
When you cause like I feel like we do kind of know Maino to always have a bad chick around.
Right.
Is it kind of funny to be like, when you're dealing with that many women and you are Maino, you have to be Eskimo brothers with a lot of other rappers.
What does that mean?
That means you guys both fuck the same chick.
For certain,
right?
Yeah.
Like, has that ever happened where you maybe like were fucking around with? Because I know I have another good friend of mine who's kind of similar to you in terms of just always with and he's like had like beefs with NBA players, like other rappers. Like, is that something that's happened with you?
Yeah, especially, see, the rappers is a little more cooler about it.
It's the ball players that really get in their feelings.
All the time.
Married ass ball players.
All the time. Like, listen, not even just married. Anything like with a ball player, they get a little bit crazy about it. Like, it's different.
I heard James Harden's like that.
I don't know. I never.
You never smashed one of his chicks. I mean, you
not that I know of. No, maybe, yeah.
So you had did you have a problem with a specific player ever? Like where it was like...
No, but I think a specific player had a problem with me.
Right.
Yeah.
What team? So, just tell us the team.
He's a funny guy.
Give me the team of the year and give me one guess.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. I can't give you the team, man. Like, but I'll tell you what though, like, I think that they was feeling some kind of way about me though. The girl would tell me, she was like, "Oh, yo, this nigga said that, you don't speak to him when you see him." I'm like, I ain't even see that nigga. Matter of fact, I don't even know what that nigga look like.
Yeah, I just know the name because
he's tall.
It's so funny because that is such a real thing. There's like, I got homies in the NBA and they got real issues with other players. Oh, and it's always over girls that everyone fucks.
Yeah,
it's always over, man. And a lot of times, I got a homie who has problems with another player, and that player is married with kids, and is mad that his side chick is. I'm like, you got, bro, like, what the fuck is?
Yeah. That's interesting. They don't. I don't know. It's different. I never had a problem with an artist though. I never had a problem with a rapper.
That's. I think most of the time artists kind of know what it is, right? It's like, look, bro, like, you know.
I'm trying to. Yeah, I mean, it's funny that when you might be dealing with a chick and then you run across her text and you see her and you see who be texting, like, oh wow, this is interesting. Wow, damn,
you got a lot of blue checks in your DMs there, sweetheart.
Man, this nigga be begging. Wow, crazy. I know I probably got caught like that plenty of times. So I know somebody rolled over and said, "Oh, you got Maino in your word? Let me see." Damn, look at this nigga nasty. Like,
shout out to Maino does not give a fuck, and I love it, man. I love it. Another trend that happened during the pandemic was a lot of artists. Tyga launched an OnlyFans. What's the Ruby Rose launched an OnlyFans. Tyga was fucking on his shit though.
Yeah.
Was that something that ever came across your mind?
I don't got that heart. I don't got the heart to do that. He don't give a fuck. That's
obviously.
When you don't listen.
He publicly dated a 17-year-old, or she was 16 when they were dating.
Yeah, that's a different.
He definitely don't give a fuck.
Type of nigga.
Yeah, Tyga don't care.
Yeah, people like that though. A part of me admired him because I was like, you so free in your mind.
Yeah,
that's a different type of freedom. You gotta be free. You gotta really
zero shame.
Right. That's admirable. Now, I'm not saying go fucking date a 17-year-old, but I'm just saying the fact that you could be up there fucking
on video,
and then
you have a single on the radio right now, and
it's crazy. Like you cannot. Yeah, that's different. And he always be getting repoed and shit like that, and he just never ever seemed like he give a fuck. What I'm saying. Like, no,
that's real.
I'm just saying, right?
I think that's happened.
Right, it's happened. Whatever he was going through. What I liked about people like him is that they just never seem fazed. I like that. That's admirable.
Do you feel like, because I do feel like there was in hip hop, a dark age of 2017, 2018 is when I think shit got goofy for a while. SoundCloud,
right.
the Tekashi shit. Like, I just feel like it was a real goofy era of shitty rap that was popping. Where it was more about antics, more about Instagram bullshit than it was about the actual music. I feel like we've kind of gotten through that.
Yeah, it's back to rapping. Everybody's rapping
back.
now. It's
it
back
feels
to rapping.
good.
Yeah,
I feel like the pandemic helped a bit.
It's rapping.
But how difficult was it for you to kind of be who you are? And like, at the time, you think of like who was like screaming they were the king of New York. There was this guy with rainbow hair, and not even to even get into his specific situation, but like just being Maino and like watching where the music industry went and how it kind of went so far away from authenticity and kind of what you bring to the table. What was it like to deal with that?
But this is why I'm still here. It's because I was able to still be myself no matter what. You understand? I was still able to withstand some of the things that was going on, because you got to understand and know that some of the shit that be happening is just it's a date on it. It's just a fad. It's just the style.
Expiration date on so much of this shit.
Right. So when I kind of always know that, like, this shit is not forever. You know what I mean? Some of this shit is gonna blow by, and we gonna be like, oh, remember it's gonna get to that. So the only thing I could say for me, and to keep me away from being frustrated or angry with the industry because things not going the way I would want them to go, is to just, like you in a boxing ring, stay focused on what's in front of you. You understand? Stay focused on your opponent. I don't be looking at other niggas. I'm not in the competition with nobody. The only person I'm in competition with is the person in the mirror. You understand? So he's the person that I got to deal with, because at the end of the day, who am I battling? I got to battle my own demons in the dark at night. I got to battle. It's me versus me. You understand? Like, it ain't nothing else. I'm my only opponent.
I just told that to my boy. I was telling him, like, because, you know, I have a friend who always is bringing up what other people in his similar space are doing.
Can't do that. That'll fuck you around.
It'll fuck you up. And I think when I was super young, I would really like feel like I should be doing, like, I'm better than what this guy's doing in my, you know, radio shit. But like, you know, like once you get rid of that mentality,
you got it. Right. Throw that away.
Yo, it literally will change your life.
Right.
If you just worry about what is it, like you said, what you can control.
Right.
I control what I can control, and everything else, what's going on over here with this person ain't got shit to do with me. Good for them. I'm happy for them.
I walk in the club and the new hot nigga is there, and they like, oh my God, man. I'm like, all right, cool, fuck it. I'm right here too, though. You know what I mean?
And that pocket watching shit, I have you fucked up, man.
Yeah, you worried about what other niggas is doing, how much niggas is making, when niggas came out. Because we all fall victim to some of these things sometimes, right? But it's about staying there, right? Because I had like, damn, this nigga came after me. He used to this nigga used to want to be next to me. Now he up here, you understand? How the fuck this nigga get past me? I had to get out of that, because the more I thought about that, the more frustrated I became. And when I became frustrated, I became insecure. Mm-hmm. So when you're insecure, you can't move. You can't produce. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to make music. You don't know how to talk. You don't know how to speak. You don't know how. You're not confident. Once you lose your confidence, you lose everything.
That's
like it's nothing
shit,
even
man.
like you just a fucked up nigga. So you can't be caught up in the shit that you can't control. I'm in my car, right? And if I'm in my car, I'm in my lane, right? I can't be driving my car and looking in the lane next to me, because what? I'm going to crash.
That's some real shit. I think it's almost like some grown man shit, though. To get there, you got to...
Fuck, nigga, stay. My eyes is on the road.
Like, shit, man. Like sometimes I think, damn, I wish I had where my head is right now 10 years ago.
Yeah, but you know what? We developed the way... Listen, but here's the thing. If sometimes... You know, you got to go through that to get to where you at today. So it's like,
yeah, that's real.
It's okay.
It's the journey.
It's like, it's the journey, and it's no better time than the present time. So, you know, your car's moving though, right?
100%.
It may not be going as fast as this one or that one, but it's moving. And in life, we always in the same place, right? We always in the same place. This is the place that we in life. We always in the middle. And what I mean by that is this. There's always people that's doing better than you, and always people that you're doing better than.
Always.
That's it. Always. It's like you're always in the middle, no matter what.
No matter what, yeah.
You got 100 million, it's somebody with 200 million. You understand?
Yeah.
You got 300 million, it's somebody with $1 billion. So, I mean, what's up?
Yo, we got to stop the interview real quick. Shout out to our presenting sponsor, Odd Socks, baby. Hey, man, listen. All I keep on my ass is Odd Socks drawers. All I keep on my feet are Odd Socks. You know why? Because they're the most comfortable socks in the world. And I'm not just saying this because they promote the podcast. I'm telling you, the socks are crazy. They got all the licenses. Look, they got Halloween socks. They have Back to the Future socks. They got fucking Twizzler socks. Old Dirty Bastard socks. RIP to ODB. All right, they also got their drawers if you want to wear some underwear with pizza on them. Whatever you need. But my favorite are the Odd Socks Basics, baby. These are just the plain boys. These, to me, are the most comfortable socks in the world. All right? So trust me when I say go to oddsocksofficial.com. Thank me later when you go to checkout, buying the most comfortable socks in the world. Get some WWE socks too. I just saw a sneak peek of the new WWE line, and they're fucking insane. Fucking sane. Go to oddsocksofficial.com. Use the promo code Bootleg Kev. That's one word together. Bootleg Kev. We should talk to them about shortening that. Bootleg Kev is the promo code. You will get 20% off at checkout. One more time, go to oddsocksofficial.com, save 20% off using that promo code Bootleg Kev. Let's get back to the interview. For you, kind of being like a personality, I mean, you've always been a personality. I've always loved when you would go on your rants from the car on Instagram.
Right.
Or, I mean, But just in terms of like really being, you have a podcast that's successful now.
Right.
How different does that have you approaching the entertainment industry? Because you're kind of on the other side of it, as well as still doing the artist shit. But I feel like now, like, there might be people who have never heard your music who might come up to you now and be like, I love this episode of your podcast. It's a different thing, right?
That's the great thing about the time we in, is that it's not just about the music. It's about a brand. So now that, I don't have to just focus solely on music. I can focus on all the other things that I got going on, right? So we talked about Fitlit. We talked about Lobby Boys. We talked about, Kitchen Talk. These are different components. It's so many things that we can do at the same time. It's different components, right? So the fact that I could, I could come out here, I could just, jump on this show with Macy yesterday and perform live in front of NBC and turn around and promote my podcast the next day.
You did the record with Macy yesterday?
Well, we performed it yesterday on a show that she got. Well, we performed it live on NBC. Biggest look I ever had.
I saw you doing something with NBC.
Yeah, never did nothing like that. On that type of stage. So that was a big look for me. The fact that I could do that and still turn around and push the podcast, go to the gym, do that, do all the other shit I got going on. This is the greatest time, man.
It's the best.
What are we talking about?
I mean, look, we think of someone like your biggest record's all the above, right?
Yeah.
T-Pain.
Yeah.
What is Pain doing? Everything he wants to do.
This is what I'm saying.
This motherfucker's hosting television shows.
There you go.
His Twitch is popping, his podcast, and he's still dropping crazy music.
It's about a brand. You don't gotta ever leave the music. It's not sports.
I just like the fact that the stigma of like artists doing other shit.
Right.
Because, we used to think like, well, if you have a podcast, you're washed. Or if you're doing reality TV. But I feel like nowadays, it's a hustle. This is what we're doing.
Right. I think people kind of got out of that. That's a good thing that you brought it. I think that thought about, this nigga washed up. That's why he doing that. Oh, music. I mean, you still got ignorant people that say stupid. That. But the general public,
those people are trying to recoup still.
Right.
Their shitty major record deals that they signed. Anyway,
the general public, I think that they kind of understand that, so to speak, because we've watched so many artists do so many different things. We watch how Mary is on a hit television show, and then
she can go do the Super Bowl music, and then put an album out,
right? And still doing she did the Super Bowl, so you can do various different things. And here's the thing: the whole conversation about who's relevant and what's relevant is being changed every day. Mm-hmm. You understand? Like, when you got artists like a Jim Jones who still was able to push out a hit right now. Mm-hmm. You understand? Music is relative, man. You know what I mean? So it's like, you say, well, this guy's not relevant. Well, he's relevant to the people that love him.
Yeah, to his fan base.
There you go. Yeah. Now it might not be the little baby fan base, but that's cool.
Right.
That's okay. That's okay, nigga.
100%.
Everything ain't for everybody.
Well, you know what too is different now is your independence is now, I feel like, more artists understand how important it is. Mm-hmm. That's where maybe like 10 or 15 years ago, you cool off, you're still tied to this shitty major label, and they're not gonna let you drop whenever you want. As opposed to now, if you're Jim and Jim has been to me relevant I never stopped being relevant.
Right.
And I feel like he's put out some of the best projects of the last few years. I mean, we could, and I feel like if maybe Jim was on like fucking Def Jam or something, or Atlantic or something, like it might have been like, he's in a situation where I want to go do a full project with Harry Fraud.
Right.
And the people who are going to appreciate it are going to appreciate it.
Right. And that's what I had to get into my mind, understanding that appeal to the people that love you.
Yeah.
Now, through social media, that's going to help you gain new fans every day. It may not be from the music, maybe from the way I talk or the podcast. So it's a great time, and you
You're just pulling from all these
different areas, man.
Yeah, nah. And then you got Jim just put out We Set the Trends, which is on radio.
That's what I'm talking about. How the fuck this late in the game?
Right.
Still putting out hits.
Fat Joe,
and trust me, we about to hurt something.
Everybody. Like I was telling you, man, I just would love to see you run it up, man. When you say you got 3 projects ready to go, that's good to hear.
No, we're gonna run it up. I had to really understand that, but I had to really regroup. Sometimes you gotta
reset, man.
You gotta reset in order to really compete the way you want to.
Observe,
right, and then you gotta get busy. So now I'm in a different space, and people can see the difference.
You're in the get busy space.
Yeah.
100%, man. Yeah. Who for you, like, who are the younger artists that you actually listen to and appreciate, man?
All of them.
Like, who's like, if I checked your Spotify, who's the most, like, who you bumping the most? That's not, of your era or later.
I mean, shit, man. What's my era, right? What would you consider my era is?
People who've come out, how about in the last 5 years?
I've been bumping Dirk all week.
Dirk, okay.
Right? But Dirk been around for...
He has been around. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
People forget Dirk been around a minute.
That's what I'm saying. I've been bumping Dirk. I love Baby.
Lil Baby's amazing.
All of the young niggas from New York. Definitely all the young niggas from New York.
Fabio's on fire.
Yeah, Fabio's is my guy. It's like that's really my guy.
I think it's crazy, but it's also dope that like it really took that Kanye verse for people to realize how dope of a rapper he was. Because I feel like people who knew.
So I've been telling people a long time that he really could rap, right? And I don't and I tell him that like he don't sound like nobody else.
No, he's crazy.
He has his own style, and it's really dope. And people really gonna see the record that we have with him is a smash.
Yeah,
it's a smash. Listen to what I'm telling you.
On your album, on the Lobby Boys project,
it's a smash. Listen to what I'm telling you. Video done, record is done, it's coming.
How are you guys dropping the Lobby Boys project?
So we did a deal with 1 RPM.
Shout out 1 RPM. They distribute a couple of my boys.
Yeah, so we did a deal with them. And we got a lot of dope features on there, man. Like I told you, we got a Fabio on there, Fab on there, Griselda, we got Young and May on there.
When's the album dropping?
April.
So it's coming soon.
And end of the month, April 29th is the date we got. Yeah.
Why did you never go anywhere like really like dive into acting? Because I feel like you could kill it.
People ask me that. I do roles when I catch it, right? So whenever I catch a role, I come to LA.
I feel like you never really dived in.
I didn't, because when I started to see that, it to me was more of a struggle than music.
I mean,
a lot of these young artists, a lot of these young actors are not really getting paid well.
You got a leg up on them though, because you're Maino.
Don't mean nothing in that world. So that's the thing. People think that it does. It does.
I feel like there's got to be a recurring role in Power for you.
It gets you in the door, but it's not a lot. It's not. When I saw that, I came out to LA and I had some active friends, and I seen that it really wasn't what I thought it was.
Yeah.
It made me feel like I didn't want to pursue it as hard. So what I want to always be involved with producing things. So if I'm going to act in it, hopefully I'm involved with the creative, because that's where the meat and the potatoes is at. So I got things that I created myself that I'm trying to find homes for, that I'm trying to find places to put out. So the thing about just chasing, because that's a whole different grind. You might go on fucking 100,
tryouts, land one thing.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of time. So when you're shooting one movie, that takes. I was out here last April shooting a movie, and for like 2 weeks, every day. I like it, but I got a lot of respect for the ones that's what they do.
Right.
And it's just not my grind, right? Because the actor told me, actor friend of mine told me, as soon as they yell cut on that movie, I'm unemployed.
Yeah.
and then I gotta
get the next thing.
You understand? So
because like not most actors, 99.9% of actors who are in shit don't get residual income off of.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Every actor is not a star neither.
True.
So you might see such and such in this movie, such and such in this movie, but he's not really doing that well in life. You understand? So, you know, you just hired help.
You'd prefer to be behind the scenes.
Fucking right.
You know what's crazy is I do think that what's missing from TV right now, when I was growing up, we had Oz. Mm-hmm. Then there was the show Prison Break. There's not a good fucking show right now.
This guy wants to watch Prison.
No, Oz. Did you watch Oz?
Of course I did.
Oz was fucking crazy.
I just had Leon on my show. He was in Oz.
Prison Break was super. I mean, for 2 seasons.
I never watched Prison Break.
For 2 seasons. Am I missing a show?
I never watched Prison.
Oh, I've heard about Mayor Kingstown with Jeremy Renner. I've heard about that.
Where's that at?
Paramount Plus.
That's good. That's a prison joint?
I heard it's good.
The mayor of Kingstown?
It's got Hawkeye from the Marvel Universe.
I know who Jeremy Renner is, bro. I know who that is. Shout
out to Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
It's fire? Same guys who do Yellowstone.
Yes, exactly.
I didn't watch Yellowstone is good too?
Fire.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it.
It's some gangster cowboy shit, man.
Yeah.
Paramount Plus is killing it.
Yeah.
Yo, Yellowstone is like The Wire, but like in Montana on a ranch.
Really?
It's some thugged out shit, bro.
Yeah, I know Jeremy Renner. I remember when he was in The Town.
That's the Town with Slaine.
Yeah.
Slaine was in The Town.
Yeah.
Shout out to Slaine, man.
Slaine,
the white boy, the chubby white dude who also was rapping. He was putting shit out with Static Selector. He's like the goon in the movie.
Yeah, I remember the fact that
he's an artist. He's a rapper. He was a rapper first.
Wow.
Slaine, from Boston. Shout out to Boston. The Town was fire. Yeah, shout out to that. Might be Ben Affleck's best movie. Is it his best movie? Or the other one? What was the other one with him and Matt Damon that won all the awards with Robin Williams? The first one that popped them off. You've never seen it? I don't even know what the fuck it's called. All I know is he just bought an $80 million house with J-Lo, so Ben Affleck is winning. You know what I'm saying? Well, listen, bro. Lobby Boys in April.
Kitchen Talk. Everything's happening, man.
How often do you put out episodes of Kitchen Talk?
Every week.
So once a week?
Yeah, once a week.
Sometimes
we might miss a week, you know.
I was gonna say, like, sometimes is it like, yo, this week is lit. And what I like about your podcast is it's not necessarily a guest-based show.
Right. Sometimes, you know, but we have more guests now because the people just like to see other people. But sometimes we do 2 episodes a day. Like, so sometimes I might have 2 different guests on one day.
And then you'll spread those out.
Yeah, spread them out. You know, sometimes I've done 3 episodes in 1 week to have them come out like that. So I just have them like that. But the consistency is what is, you know, what people.
It's important.
Yeah, it's very important. So, you know, I got an episode coming out Thursday.
Who helps you with, because what's important is like getting those social media clips from the podcast together. You got that team that just handles all that.
Listen to me. I got a whole team.
The whole squad.
I got a whole
producer, video, all of it.
I got a whole team. I got people that help me with the guests. I got, you know, people that shoot. I got editor. I got a sound person. I got the whole team. Graphics, everything.
Well, listen,
whole
man.
team.
Go support.
Yeah.
I know you got other shit coming.
Yeah.
That you probably can't talk about yet. You talked a little bit about it off camera. A little TV show situation coming maybe with the homies.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, shout out to Fit Lit. Lobby Boys, you already know, man.
There it is, definitely. Man. Maino.
Yeah.
Boom.